is really ahead of its time, this music video.
It was.
Oh, I thought you meant the song. Classics never die.
Hello and welcome back to the dumbest damn Chief Show period. I'm Pat.
Spin Dip.
Jordo.
What's up, guys?
Back in the saddle.
We're on the back end of our bye week. We had our bye week.
We had our bye week.
Ours was elongated.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a long. Weren't able to get together last week. That's okay. The Chiefs won without us, shockingly.
Duh.
What do you guys want to talk about first? We have two games we have to discuss.
So let's just start with Tennessee.
Tennessee,
which I watched from
Tennessee
the Dominican
later.
Republic. And guess who was in the Dominican Republic that I ran into?
Steve McNair. He's alive.
No, I ran into
Tupac.
a fucking
Oh, that would have been.
Raytown cop in the Dominican Republic.
He smuggled enough money out of the old department to get down to the DR for a few days, huh?
Who now works for the fucking Secret Service
What?
and lives in Maryland.
Everybody knows that. You go from Raytown PD straight to the
Right,
top.
it's a fast track to the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so we were in the sports bar.
Were you able to convert some Chiefs fans out of the people in the Dominican?
There was about 10 of us in there with
Yeah.
our Chiefs gear on.
So I watched this game hammered drunk from a hotel room in Baltimore, Maryland.
Sweet.
Yeah, and I didn't make it all the way to the end of the game.
Oh, you didn't?
I was in the sack by fourth quarter.
I'm not going to lie, it's a little fuzzy.
Crab cakes.
It's hard to get kicked out of a hotel bar, but I think I was pretty close.
Crab
Like,
cakes
that's how
and
drunk I
football.
was.
Crab cakes and football, right?
And
That's what Maryland
alcohol.
does.
And
Yep.
alcohol.
And alcohol.
What were you drinking?
Well, we started at we got through our day meetings, and I was up there for
He's
a work
like a
meeting.
wino now.
Yeah, I am a wino, but we went to Dave & Buster's, so I had to drink
Okay.
alcohol there, and then I got to drink wine after that.
Got
But anyways, that's where I was.
little
Tennessee
mixy and
Titans.
a little matchy.
A little mixy matchy. Were you a little nervous up front? Derrick Henry
It's a little
was running
fuzzy.
free.
He was. But don't we notoriously have a slow start on defense? Come on.
Yeah, we do.
We talk
Outside
about
of
this
that
all the
AFC
time.
Championship game where we ran away with it in the second half, they pretty much got our number in playing us close every time.
Do you know nobody has been talking about them as being what was their record before that game?
We were both 5-2.
Yeah, we were both
going
5-2, and we never talk about them.
They
I'm
played
not threatened.
fantastic defense against us. I mean, they probably got the blueprint, and I don't know what it is. I think they're just consistent with how they do it, but they have a game plan going in. I think they don't deviate from it. Whatever they're doing, they just keep doing it.
Who, the Chefs?
The Titans.
No,
The Titans.
And
Well, they are kind of one-dimensional.
we have trouble. Yeah.
They also didn't have Tannehill in the game, so they were, even more one-dimensional because they had their backup, right?
I don't know if that would have made a whole lot of difference, but they had us. That game could have easily been an L.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. We won it. Patrick Mahomes, thank God he has legs as well.
Yeah, that was the Mahomes game. I mean, I say that because he's had obviously games with more stats, but he won the game for us.
I think that it's woefully underrated, his running ability. No one really discusses
They
it.
don't talk about it.
And he doesn't look like Mike Vick when he runs. He doesn't break like Lamar Jackson type runs. But he's at least as good a runner as Josh Allen.
We'll get into that.
Or Justin Herbert.
We'll get into that in Tears of the Kingdom. I got something for you.
Okay, good. But he's what was it it was the Super Bowl year when he started running fucking like crazy, made a couple of huge plays. Was that against the Titans too? And that
No,
comeback?
well, he made that ridiculous run against the Titans. Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
That was probably
yes.
2 years. That's what I mean. The Super Bowl run. That was probably the biggest. Oh shit, Mahomes can run it and change the game. But he's had to do it this season.
I think on clock, 40 time, just at the combine, he's slow for a quarterback. But in the game, he takes it to a different level. Plus, he's shifty. So he does a lot of head faking.
He gets 15 yards via 1,000.
Yeah.
Running,
There's a lot of guys like that, though, and he just has the innate ability to move around. And
I think in Madden ratings, right, the column was called awareness. And you're like, if you actually change, I do this all the time. I would change someone's awareness to a 0 so you could trade for them or recruit them in NCAA football. Made them no worse than the actual video game. But there's some, talent column that isn't easy to measure that Mahomes is really good at.
You would give him the
he could
Clyde
see
Edwards
holes and
Helaire
scoot there.
rating.
He would be a 0. Yep. Clyde. He was aware of how few touches he got last week, I bet.
Cutback ability, 0.
Yeah.
So, score predictions, 2017. I'm going to take this one.
Yeah, I think I picked a blowout. I got to quit blinking.
What are we at totals of the right now?
She's winning now, I'm pretty sure.
Sarah 3, Jordan 2, Pat 1.
Okay, that sounds right.
And because we were on our bye week, normally I would ask you guys for scores, but I did not because I was drunk in the Dominican. So nobody won. but the Chiefs did.
I'll take that one. I'll take that one.
I would have said 27-17.
I actually could use a tie on my record. Could you incorporate a tie for us all? Just so
it
everyone.
Wouldn't be a tie.
You know, I thought
we all didn't. Yeah, sure, it's a tie. No one proffered a guess. No one wins or loses.
During that Titans game, I thought that was going to be a possibility because Bucker wasn't making any kicks.
What is wrong, bro? Bucker's broken. He's like Rowan Harzer or whatever from Rookie of the Year, but after his arm heals, that's what happened to Bucker.
He's not that far off an injury, though.
Our listeners probably won't get this, but he's got a little bit of the Chuck Knobloch syndrome right now. So Chuck Knobloch was a second baseman for the Yankees, and he went through a situation where he had the oopsies throwing it from second base to first, and it ruined his career. He could never make the throw ever again.
Oopsies?
The yips. I think it's called yips.
It was coined the term Knobloch syndrome in the 90s and early 2000s for guys that could not throw to first base in the infield.
What a legacy.
Yeah. So Bucker's got a little bit of the oopsie daisies.
Yeah. Bucker might be broken.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about last week?
Let's do it.
The Jags. You want to just talk about the first fucking play of the game?
Hey, it turned into a mid-2000s defensive back. Hey, we're just hitting everybody and laying them out with
no... We're going to play the Chiefs,
no repercussions.
Right? Like, we know this, right?
You're talking about the onside kick.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Juju Smith-Schuster. We'll get to that. The onside, yeah, I mean, of course we should be prepared. I guess you should be prepared for that, but they're the fucking Jags. Look what happened.
Okay.
I actually think that they're going to be good in a couple of years. I mean, they look
when they moved to London.
They look like they look like they got some players. You know,
you like Trevor Lawrence?
I think he'll be good. I think he just has to get under Doug Peterson. Some more, coaching. He'll be good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's a lot there. He's talented.
For me, it was like Kadarius Toney breakout party.
Man,
that was pretty exciting.
Do we all see it now?
We talked about it. People weren't super up on it, and I kind of bitched about it a couple episodes ago, but I don't think people were everyone 3 weeks ago was hoping it would be Odell Beckham Jr. Then it became Kadarius fucking Toney out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It won't matter this year. He's not going to factor in this year.
Yeah, right.
He's really not that good. All you had to do, you watched the one fucking game where he went off for 180 against the Cowboys. Realize that's an NFL game.
Yeah.
And he can extrapolate that out. Now you give him the best quarterback, a great offensive mind, and fucking Andy Reid, and see what the fuck happens.
He was hurt, though, at one point, right?
I don't think so. There's an issue in the locker room. He was put on the IR, but apparently Toney was being shopped around by the Giants in the offseason, and the Chiefs were talking to him. So he was on the trading block in the offseason. He's a rapper. I think he just fell out of good graces with the Giants administration and staff.
The current regime did not draft him, though. We talked about that.
Said. Yeah,
He's just not part of their design, and malcontent didn't want to be there.
Someone like that not be part of your design?
Well, I think that happens all the time in the NFL.
Yeah.
Somebody sees a blue dress, somebody sees a black dress, and it turns out Brett Veach is right and that player's really good. That happens all the time in the NFL. But I think that Veach does it like a tag and track system. If he likes somebody coming out of the draft, he puts them on he has a whole other board. Board of people I didn't get to fucking pick. And if they're not tracking towards a second contract, or they're not tracking towards being really valuable to the team such that they would be too expensive to get in a trade, he's got a list.
I agree with that.
He's got a fucking column and he's paying attention to. He's like, Kadarius Toney, I had him as the number one receiver in the draft. He hasn't been playing at all. What's going on? Is he really hurt? And he's keeping fucking tracks.
I mean, he's only week 2, but outside of Juju, I'm talking just wide receivers, not Kelsey. He's our best option.
Oh.
I think, don't discount MVS.
I do.
I just think he's more dynamic. He's going to be able to do more things.
Right.
MVS will do his thing. MVS is the guy when we have a 45-yard pass down the field. That's going to be the guy that's probably catching it, just because he stretches the field. But these shifty plays, up the seam, gadget plays, the big hitters, I want to see what they're going to do with McColl on the field in both of them. Because how do you guard against that's two of the same guy.
Not real. I think Kadarius is so much. They're only the same in that they're fast, but Kadarius can do a bazillion things that McColl can't do
out of the backfield. Yeah.
Well, I think in the running, he can cut and get in and out of routes faster than McCole Hardman can. I think he's just a significantly better receiver.
Re-sign Juju, get rid of McCole. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's going to happen.
I think that'll happen. McCole will think his value is much higher than the Chiefs will, and he'll be gone. And I think that we'll keep Kadarius Toney. And if Juju can ever walk straight again, then I think we should re-sign him.
He posted on Instagram that he's good.
He's not going to play this.
Brain's not scrambled?
No.
He's all good?
Were you mad that they picked that flag up?
I was furious. What the fuck is the point? How does the NFL? What was the one that we got a few weeks ago? That was the fucking roughing the passer that everybody was losing his mind. Yes. How can that be about safety and then this isn't? Just because Juju doesn't play about quarterback, we could pretend that was shoulder on shoulder.
And do you guys always feel like this shit happens to the Chiefs?
Yes.
I have that feeling whenever something like this happens, it's always...
Well, I only get passionate about it when it's the Chiefs. Maybe it happens and I don't care. Like, maybe we miss helmet to helmets. But that was an egregious helmet to helmet. Yeah. His fucking fingers were Tagovailoaing. Yeah. You know, like...
The MVS one wasn't behind it. I mean, by conventional terms, that should have been a flag, too, and they didn't call it. Yeah. So the whole idea is to protect a defenseless receiver. In both instances, they didn't. In college, that would have been targeting, and your kid would have been ejected.
100,000%.
So, like, you're taught in college not to do it, and you're taught in the NFL definitely not to do it, and he did it, and then it's not called.
And to pick up the flag that means someone said it was a penalty. It was like, that's not a penalty. He's like, you know what? You're probably right.
Dirty all day.
Yeah. Cisco a go-go.
What the fuck ever his name is.
Well, I would play dirty if that was my name.
Oh, yeah, Cisco, because the thong song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Should we come into the song?
It was with a C, not an S. Can you imagine if it was Sisqo? That was how we spelled his name.
Well, we can if we want to.
I can't imagine it.
I wouldn't have been as mad. But, no, terrible. Terrible call. The officiating this year is horrid. Across the league, they got to have.
It's become a real talking point.
Well, it's also consistently inconsistent, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel like the referee since the year where they had scabs, like there was a huge uptick in complaints about refereeing, and then it's never gone away.
Conspiracy
Remember
theory?
that when there was like a strike, and the refs weren't.
Yeah, where they had the replacement refs.
I just feel like we all realized. All right, we're going to zoom in and watch how bad the refs are. I'm like, holy shit, they're bad. And when the real ones came back, I don't know that we noticed a real improvement.
You want to know my conspiracy theory?
I want all your conspiracy theories.
15 years from now, one of these refs is going to come out, or a group of them, and there's going to be some ring that was going on for gambling. The same with the Donahue guy in the NBA.
There's no way that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Like, it's just not come out yet. And I think that very well could be going on.
And that's why Brady has all those Super Bowls?
I mean...
Draw your own conclusions.
The Chris Jones, was it? The roughing the passer when he hit him in the shoulder pad? Like, stuff like that. It's pretty alarming.
Yeah, it's wild. So, Kadarius, where's he at? Is he your favorite Chiefs receiver yet? What do you think about his creepy smile? Like, have you seen that photo? Oh, there's a few photos where he's just like...
Viral.
And it's just terrifying.
I'm just ready to...
I've got to show it to you.
Like that movie Smile that's out? Is that
Yeah.
Okay, nope.
I'm just ready for them to continuing to ramp him up. You know, they're bleeding him in week by week, and think about playoff time, how much experience he'll have in the offense. They're going to learn more and more about what he can do, where they can use him. I hope that I want to see him out of the backfield some. You know, because I feel like once you do something like that, and you have a guy that's coming out of the backfield that can legitimately catch the ball on those little, curve routes that they try to throw to Clyde, and he just really wasn't elusive enough or explosive enough. That's shit that you just can't defend.
Clyde can't do that shit.
No, he can to a certain degree. He can't do it in the way that they wanted him to do it, i.e. Brian Westbrook. But again, this guy is a gadget that Andy's just got to be salvated.
Well, think about, so you have Kadarius Toney now. What do you think about Isaiah Pacheco as a fucking... because Clyde didn't get any carries.
They need to get a rhythm. The whole running back by committee thing is, while we like the idea, I really think Pacheco needs to be the one.
You mean Pachinko? Andy Reid is incapable of saying Pacheco. He can only say Pachinko.
He's clearly a guy that needs to get a rhythm and multiple touches to get going. And Jarek is your third down block chip. He's a great blocker.
He's the best pass blocker on the blocker.
Yeah, there was a video today that I saw where he blocked two guys.
That was awesome. I think Nate Taylor might have showed that shit on.
So you think he's the two?
I think Clyde's the odd man out.
How do you feel about the Jones business, Ronald Jones?
Yeah,
I don't understand why people still talk about him. I don't. People got excited about him because he had some carries for another team, and he's big.
He played really good against us in the Super Bowl.
So that's what it is?
That's my memory of him.
Okay, well, I don't remember it.
I didn't even remember that.
Yeah, I have amnesia there. So, but people, because it's still every fucking press conference, people are asking about Ronald Jones. How about this? He sucks. He didn't make the top 3 at any point in the season for a reason.
Or
he's not as good as them.
What if he is better than Clyde and they know it, but they can't they can't
take the job away?
Well, no, they can't put Clyde as an inactive because of where they drafted him. They just don't want to get...
Why? There's no logic to that.
Stubborn?
There's no logic to that. If you draft a guy and you don't think he's great, you let him go. Like, you have to let him go. If they don't, then they're making a mistake.
I think pride is getting in the way because they drafted him as the last pick in the first round as a Super Bowl winning team.
I think Ronald Jones might be better than Clyde.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Horse shit I've ever heard.
We haven't seen him much. So
if he is, then Eric Bieniemy is his position coach and he should be fired. For the best running back not being able to be on.
I think the three best running backs in their room are not playing every week. Let's put it that way. And he's actually one of them. And there's
only 4, so that's the only conclusion you can make.
There's a lot of people in this camp that you're in.
What evidence?
We haven't seen him, so how do we know? You know, like how do you know? Like, and I think they were banking on the fact.
But you know who has seen him? Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, the guys that are picking the team every week.
Well, you got to consider though the way they do, their lineup every week, that they're probably banking on the fact that one of them was going to get hurt. I mean, Clyde got hurt he's been hurt every year. So, I get the reason why they got him on the roster.
Today, I was listening to his press conference, and apparently we put a claim in on another running back.
Yeah.
So apparently, they think that Ronald Jones is so fucking expendable that they're willing to sign another one.
Guy out of Houston. He's got a name. Benji something.
He's got a name. Yeah. It's a guy with a name.
Benji? A weird name.
Benji?
Yeah. I'm not going to look up who it is. It's irrelevant.
Well, we didn't sign him, I don't think. I think somebody
else. We've been putting in claims for a lot of guys. Jared Tillery, the guy that got cut by...
I like Jerry Tillery. I watched did you ever watch the Showtime or HBO, like, behind the season or whatever, when they would follow college football team? I watched the one on Notre Dame.
Oh, that's where
and they followed Jerry Tillery. It was his freshman year. He had a real big head in relation to the rest of his body.
Cool.
He was real nice. I liked him.
He was an alien?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Do you guys remember... Ryan Harris on Made. Do you remember Made on MTV?
Yeah.
There was an offensive lineman who was trying to go to Notre Dame and he was eating like 3 Chipotle burritos a sitting. He played for the Broncos for like 10 years.
Gross.
He was a guard.
Pat, how do you remember this shit?
Because I watched so much MTV back in the day. And then when it and the Chiefs intersected, that was my Venn diagram.
I'm not going to even go into what my brother watched on an MTV show when it was on, but it was not that one.
You know how bad I wanted Jay Cutler to come to the Chiefs just so I could meet Kristen?
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
I love
No,
Jay Cutler.
Thanks.
Speaking of, you guys want to talk about Tom and Giselle again, or are we done? What is fucking Antonio Brown keeps putting screenshots of his shit out there?
Well, that's because he's got a little early onset Alzheimer's.
I think he's just jealous of Kanye.
There was allegedly a screenshot of his text with Tom.
I saw it, but it was really innocuous.
Tom, English major. Go read that text.
Yeah.
Perfect punctuation. Perfect sentence structure. I mean, Tom can write a paragraph.
Are we getting close? Speaking of weird creeps and Antonio Brown, are we getting close to the Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, he's practicing.
He's practicing now. So Jacoby Brissett out.
That means he might pull a hammy and need a massage soon.
Yeah.
Have an excuse for it.
Not already.
Could you imagine? Like, what do you do? Like, if you're the Browns trainer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say.
And they're like, hey, QB1 needs you.
His
quad, he needs the quad. And I'm like,
If you're in the Cleveland area and he walks into your massage parlor, you're like,
how many? I bet he's got creepy DMs of people wanting to give him handy massages.
Yeah, this goes both ways because people are in some freaky shit.
What percentage of them do you think are men versus women?
Oh, 50-50.
Yeah.
Maybe 60-40 men. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Weird.
It gets cold in Cleveland. You just anything to keep you warm.
Yeah, it's boring too, so you gotta spice it up.
Yeah. All right, well, that's the
I actually think that they're, with him, if he comes back to form, if you look at their offense, they could be pretty good.
Oh, he's good at football.
Yeah. Yeah,
he was really. I think he was the closest thing to Mahomes.
That's the only thing that's holding that team back.
All these rivals,
yes,
that they've thrown up. Lamar Jackson, fucking. At one point, remember, wasn't it Cam Newton? At one point, they were throwing him it's
been
Cam.
All of them. It's been
Justin Herbert. All these dudes. Josh Allen's the guy. But please, can we move to the fucking Josh Allen game next?
We need to talk a little bit about that.
All right, the second closest guy this entire time has been, I think, Deshaun Watson. Like the second best quarterback in the NFL since Mahomes has been a starter.
It could be.
It's young. Has been.
I don't want it to happen because I think he's just a creep and he shouldn't even be playing football. But
I don't even think his parents are rooting for him.
Talent-wise, yeah.
Well, turns out when you're rapey like that.
Yeah, it turns out when you got a little bit of the rape fingers. No, the Josh Allen thing. I don't know if you guys have been watching the last 2 or 3 weeks of him playing. Hasn't looked good. And what continues to pisses me off is the fact that if Mahomes makes the plays that he makes, the stupid interceptions that he makes, no, you don't fucking hear about it in the media. Nobody says anything. Oh, his elbow's hurt. That's not on him. That's on his receiver. I'm like, the fuck it's not. He fumbles the ball at the 1 yard line.
Okay, that's what I want to talk about.
And nobody says anything.
Do you want to know why they don't talk about it? The same reason, because he was everybody's sexy pick this year.
Oh, yeah.
To usurp Mahomes again, because every year there's a new one.
He's not even close.
Every year there's a new one.
He's
so
not
they
even
can't go
close.
against their picks.
There's a big gap between him and Mahomes, in my opinion. A big one.
I'm open to his elbow, especially 2 weeks ago. Some of those throws definitely looked like a fucking dead duck coming out.
What was his injury? What was his
UCL.
Well, they were saying, which is a unique one. After week 1, they were talking like it's unique and weird and could be very challenging.
But he's had it before. He had it his rookie year or second year, and he was out for 4 weeks. He's clearly affected by it.
So this is not like Tommy John?
If you were a pitcher and you had a UCL injury, a tear, this is a strain, you would have to get Tommy John.
Okay. You just made me hungry for Jimmy John's. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. Some kicking ranch.
Here, I'll call him up real quick. They'll be here in 14 seconds.
I'm open to him not being as good the last couple of weeks because of the elbow, but I'm also like not open.
Baby! Woo!
Pat Mahomes has never fumbled a snap in a consequential drive to like on the one lose a game. He's incapable of making that play.
You know,
Pat Mahomes is incapable of doing that.
They threw a stat up.
You better knock on wood.
Josh Allen has not won an OT either when it matters.
Oh, really?
But yet they're comparing him.
Nick Wright destroys the national media about that.
On
comebacks.
I love.
Like he just does. He's never came back in a game, and the one that he almost did was the big one.
Yeah. Anyway. What did you think? I mean, you're watching the end of that game.
Oh my! That was we were jumping up and down, screaming.
Yeah.
Because we saw how Minnesota was down like 17 points, 14 something at one point.
I'll be honest, I was a little drunk at that point, and I kept saying, "Let's go, Minnesota." And
they did it for you.
They did it.
Yeah.
They did it.
I wanted to know, like, what the fuck are I would love to hear the transcript of what the coaches were saying. Because with the fucking...
the fumbled snap?
Well, the Bills coach, was it McVay or whatever the Bills coach was? I don't know his name. McDermott. After they are pretty sure that they're going to win the game because of the fourth down stop, like he covers his mouth and he's saying something to the booth, and you know up there they're all like fucking jerking off and like going crazy, popping the champagne. And then 3 seconds later... 3 seconds later?
Do you know what the media was saying to bail them out? Well, they just don't practice that a lot.
Snapping the football?
The most basic play.
That's what they fucked up. There wasn't a handoff they fucked up. It wasn't.
When you're that deep in the end zone, they don't practice that a lot.
They said that about Urban Meyer.
It's a different kind of handoff than when you're in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
is what I heard.
Look, that's...
Can you confirm or deny?
No, it wasn't even a handoff. It was
a snap.
Yeah.
A snap.
Yeah.
We should just get used to the fact that year over year over year, some new person is compared to being the one that's going to take over Mahomes, but there's one consistent thing in that whole argument, and it's Patrick Mahomes.
New segment. Who's it going to be next year?
I think it's going to be Jalen Hurts next year.
I don't know who's the hot shit boy coming out of college. It's probably some pretty boy.
It'll be Hurts because he'll have a good statistical year.
Jalen Hurts he's
good.
I apparently playing good football. I haven't watched because they haven't played the Chiefs yet. So
yeah.
Did you guys? What was here's my favorite. All right, I actually am going to ask you guys a game. I'd like to play a new game of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but it's going to be the football version.
Okay.
All right, and this week's category is the most awkward quarterbacks you wouldn't want to spend like time in a locker room with. So is it going to be? Here's your Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Or?
No, that it's currently in the NFL.
Okay.
So you have Derek, it's so hard to be a billionaire playing football. You don't know what we go through, crying on the podium because his team sucks. Carr, wearing mascara.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
You have Russell, let's ride, doing high knees on a transatlantic flight, Wilson.
Okay.
And then you have Kirk. I trip over my own shoelaces on like second and goal in like a game-winning drive scenario and fall on my own butt and burn it down, Cousins. Which one of like? All right, so the fuck version would be. All right, let's actually back this up. Mary would be you're signing him to a Mahomes contract, like $500 million over 15 years.
You're gonna do it this.
That's
we
the
can't
Mary.
Just do traditional.
Yeah. I think about him as a partner.
The kill is like what they did in remember The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler when they got mad at him and they just wouldn't block and they let him die.
Okay.
And then he gets Joe Theismann by Lawrence Taylor, never walks right again.
Right.
That's the kill.
Okay.
And then the fuck would just be, start him for a season. Be on his team as a starter for a season. Commit to him for a season. So, So out of those three, which one are you fucking, which one are you marrying, and which one are you killing?
Fuck it. Fuck it. Play him is what you're saying.
Huh?
I get it, but it's more of like, fuck it, just let him play for a season.
Fuck it, let him play for a season.
Okay.
Marry him, sign him for a Mahomes contract, and kill is not only don't block for him, but hopes that Lawrence Taylor severs his leg.
This is really difficult.
Yeah, well, you go.
Okay. I'm going to go, who did I say? Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, and Russell Wilson. Okay, I'm going to sign Wilson to a long-term contract. You have to marry him. He has a Super Bowl ring.
Okay.
He's pretty annoying, though. But then I get to hang out with Sierra and maybe pull a Joe Horn, Willie Roaf on Sierra. So I'm going to do that.
Way too far down the path.
And then I'm going to kill, I think Kirk Cousins. I think I have to kill Kirk Cousins and I have to marry Derek Carr. He's had a good season or two. Kirk Cousins is too weird, and that was the worst play I've ever seen. That was worse than the butt fumble. The snap and fall down on the game-winning drive.
Okay. God. Okay. I'm gonna say fuck it, Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
I'll marry Derek Carr. Yeah. And I'm gonna kill Russell Wilson.
Really?
I can't fucking stand him. Yes.
All right. He's pretty nerdy. You don't get to hang out with Sierra, but whatever.
That's right.
Marry Russell.
Smart move.
I have to kill Derek Carr.
Okay.
He's tough.
I just can't. I can't. And Kirk Cousins.
Did you guys? This is off topic, but like Steve Nash, right? He was the coach of the Brooklyn Nets, and like
that was wild.
Did you see? All right, so as soon as the day he gets fired, he videotapes a video of him dancing in his apartment, and the
description.
The description is, "I never have to coach Kyrie Irving again." Apparently, he just would never listen to anything and do whatever he wanted to do.
And he would completely run a different play or do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
All right.
I imagine that's what my reaction would be if I got fired and I was Russell Wilson's head coach. Or
I have all this money. I don't really give a shit.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
All right. Next, what do we got? A game.
We
to
have
talk
to
about.
talk
Chargers
about
this week.
The Chargers.
The fighting Justin Herberts.
No Bosa. They got a bunch of injuries.
They are
nobody.
plagued with injuries.
They called me. They need a running back.
Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen's out.
Yeah.
Mike Williams is. Of
That's
course,
what I'm
this will be
saying,
the
they're
week that he's
kinda-
back. He's like this close to coming
okay.
back, and he dominates us. So
It was a close-ass game. We were lucky to beat them earlier this year.
yeah, they're a little bit different team now. I mean, they were banged
Herbert
up.
got hurt in that game. How's he
They
doing
were banged
now?
up then. He has not looked good, and I feel bad because that kid's got a lot of talent. We've seen it, but their coach is a fumbling fucking idiot. I mean,
yeah, this is the guy. He goes for all
Brandon
the fourth
Staley,
downs against us.
Yeah, just tries to do the wild shit. But now he's just trying to be too smart for his own team, and it's ruining this quarterback. Because they broke it down on ESPN this week. I watched a lot of it, and they've got him in this mode where just chuck it deep to chuck it deep. Just throw it.
That
And
scares
when
me
you start
because
doing that,
you draw penalties. Is that what they're trying to do?
well, that they're trying to hit a long play because they have no way of moving the offense like we do in chunks.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have bad officiating, this is the game where they're just going to move the ball down the field like the Raiders did when we played them here, and it's flag after flag after flag. I can envision the game going that way.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it might be a tight contest. I mean, it's going to be a tight
play
contest.
it
It's the
close.
fucking NFL. We can
Yeah.
lose any game.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're riding a wave of momentum. We have a pretty good focus, and we just took over the first seed. It would be deflating. Maybe I just don't want to believe from a fan standpoint. I don't want to live in a world where we just took first and we give it back up.
If we beat them Sunday night, it all but seals up the AFC West for us. I mean, and it knocks them out of the playoffs.
7 straight, I think.
It's pretty much wrapped up at that point if we win. So we're just at that point we're competing for a 1 seed and continuing. Let's see who Buffalo plays this week.
We have LA 2 weeks in a row.
We
I'm
do.
going to that game.
Which one? You're going to the Rams game?
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing my St.
Buffalo
Louis Rams shirt to
is
troll.
expecting 6 feet of snow.
Oh, they're playing Cleveland. That's in 30 mile an hour winds. They're 20 inches, I should say.
Oh, Buffalo and Cleveland are playing this weekend.
Yeah, and the weather ain't looking good.
I wouldn't want to be in either of those places.
I'll take Nick Chubb in that game.
Yeah.
running the football.
That sounds awful.
That does sound awful.
All right.
You guys want to play a real quick session of Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fast.
Let's
Okay. So I need you guys both to go back to elementary school. Sarah at Lord's, Pat.
Fleet Elementary School.
Okay.
Go Knights.
Okay. You're playing tag. You have to pick a 3.
I was never good at tag.
No, just wait a minute. 3-person team of tag of the current Chiefs roster.
Okay.
But think about it. We just talked about how elusive Pat Mahomes is. He's not necessarily fast.
Right.
The fast kids always didn't dominate in tag. A lot of it's being elusive. So, Pat, you're first. Your third best option.
We should do this every week. And next week we'll do Quidditch, and the week after that we'll highlight.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to take Kadarius Toney.
Okay. Sarah, 3.
This is like the third.
Yeah, your third option. You're going to move up to number 1.
Oh, that was my third option? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go.
Yeah, 3.
Oh,
So you can be your
I
one.
just blew my number 1.
You're
That's
good.
him.
That's good. That's fine.
My third option. Why do I want to pick a lineman?
You can. I mean,
I feel like Andrew Wiley would be the worst at tag on the whole team.
No, you know who I'm going to pick?
Or Derek Nottie.
We're talking shit, negotiating.
Chris Jones.
Yes.
Chris motherfucking
Okay,
Jones.
this is what I meant to do with my third, Willie Gay.
Why?
Not solid.
Just fast as shit, more fast than we all think. And
Ooh,
I think
I know my number.
If he was running at me fast
know
enough,
my
I would
number
just
one.
stop.
number 2.
I'm going to go with Isaiah Pachinko.
Okay, he's got straight line speed. That's
Yep.
for sure.
McKinnon.
Okay, 2 for me.
Jet.
I'll go ahead and take McCole Hardman.
Nah, I'd catch him.
Okay, all right.
He can't. He doesn't have any hot direction. I could take him.
Okay, 1. You said well.
I'd go Creed. He'd probably just stand there and dare you to tag him.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Nick fucking Bolton.
I like it. Number 1 for me, take the man, take Mahomes. He's going to be number 1 on my squad. Why not?
Yeah.
Elusive, moving and shaking.
If I was picking a basketball
look
team,
over there, Tech.
if we were picking a basketball team, I probably would pick Mahomes. Number
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Well, that's this week's.
I like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let's pick this Chargers game, huh?
Yeah. I'll
The
go
Chargers.
first this time.
The San Diego Chargers in LA.
That's actually what they should be. That would be pretty dope.
31-24 Chiefs.
I'll go 30-27 Chiefs.
I'm going to go 33-26 Chiefs.
33-26.
Just do it.
That's.
I mean, it's written down. I'm just making sure.
That's a difficult
Gotta-
number.
Yeah.
All
Weird
right.
things happen.
They're locked in. No changes. No more
changes.
bets.
No more bets.
So, how disappointed will you be if we're not the number 1 seed at the end of the season at this point? Do you feel like you already have it? I feel like Chiefs fans feel like we already have it.
It's ours to fuck up.
Yeah.
Is how I feel about it.
I mean, it's wild.
Well, let's
because
look at the rest of the fucking schedule.
It's wild.
All right? We have
I can't wait for Joe. We got Joe Burrow rematch coming up here in a couple
That's
of weeks.
coming up
Which we
pretty
get
close.
done with.
Chargers, Rams, Bengals, Denver, Houston, Seattle, Denver again. Yeah, we haven't fucking played Denver yet.
Yeah, we haven't.
We get to play them twice.
Yeah.
That's 2 more wins.
That's right. I mean, our schedule kind of lightens up a little bit, honestly, but they can't look at it that way.
All right, this is my last question of the day.
Okay.
What jersey would you want under the tree?
Nick Bolton. Mom
They
and
she
Dad, are
took
you
mine, so let me
listening?
pick another one. Tony.
Bob Carroll.
Tony.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But since you took,
19 sucks, though. I wish you'd have picked another number.
I wanted him to wear 89 so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
Because he has a tattooed number 89 on his back.
Yeah, big ass 89.
Big
on his-
89.
Yeah.
89 in your heart, not on your jersey.
I would take him. Hopefully he switches next year. I don't give a shit. I might do Karloftis. I'm gonna
He's
switch it.
played well.
That's a good.
He's played well.
The
You
Fab
know,
Five. What do you think of the Fab Five? That name for all the rookies on
The
defense.
rookies.
You know who else has played well?
Dunlap.
Dunlap. Pat just took it. Dude, last 2 weeks has been...
He got his 100th sack.
Has Frank Clark jumped the shark? Will Dunlap start a DN this week?
I want...
Well, wait. Is
Shit
Frank
talking
out?
Frank Clark back.
Is Frank playing? Is he eligible?
I think
to
he's
come
back
He's
this
back
week.
this week. Can we get street sweeper drunk Frank Clark back just for a week, just to see.
You want him to play with drunk with the street sweeper?
I just want him to go back in that
championship.
Yeah,
pull some Damon Wayans and the last voice.
I'm with you. Can we keep his current body?
I don't think his PO wants that.
Can we keep his current body less to Crohn's disease with that mentality?
That's what
I'm assuming IBS, whatever.
Is that what we're doing? We're accrediting him not being as good this year to his IBS?
That's what Carol Spinski thinks.
Okay. She's the
My
medical
mom's
professional.
smart, and she seems to think he's got a little bit of poops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might make you go faster off the line. I don't know.
Oh.
All right. Well, Super Bowl.
Jeez.